This is what I mean. Just all I have for dinner. Just small bowl, small serve, small spoon. This is another way to eat less carbs. Just have small bowls, small. This is dinner there. That's what we need. It's very processed, refined food. We'll put a bit of sugar-free ketchup on there. This is sugar-free. I just put a long sticker on there. And that's all you need. That's all you need. Didn't do any training today, so that's all your carbs you need. Here we go. Brother, hey. She's not interested. She's doing keto.
She's doing it.
She's like, any takers? No. Okay, there you go. That's all we need. Eat less, move more. That's the secret, isn't it? That'll make it. You're in a good mood after this, won't you? You'll feel sustained after this, wouldn't you? To the video. This is day 3. We're going to talk about nutrition in tomorrow's video. Today I want to talk about the bike. Someone says, "Hey, Harley, I have more than $200. You know, I don't need a mountain bike. I want a road bike. I want to do some racing. I want a Tour de France level bike, and my budget is about 500 to 1,000 USD. What should I get?" This guy was like 11 foot 2. I just bought this Facebook Marketplace, not stolen, bought it from a school teacher, very nice chap, had a good yarn with it. And then we even dropped the fork out. He's like, check the fork, make sure you're happy with it. Really cool, just a real cool guy. You know, was happy for me to drop the fork out and inspect it, and the fork was fine. You can see the fork has been replaced. It's not the OG colorway, but this fork is in fine condition. It comes with a Dura C24 wheel set, rims. There's still a bit of life left in there. This cost me $800 Aussie. I packed it up, put it on the back of my bike trailer, and rode 20k home with it. And I just changed out the rear skewer to drop a bit of weight there. But it's Ultegra 10-speed, 6700 group set, Dura C24 wheels, in decent condition. I'll have to rebuild that rear hub. It's a bit notchy. The front one feels fantastic. The rims, we'll probably get about half life on there. You can tell by the groove when you feel it. If they're mint condition, they're flat. If they're well used, they've got a bit of concave. It's got a slight concave. That's fine. The Cervelo R3, it's made in one of the factories that we make Pragma frames in. So essentially, the Pragma glycogen, the Pragma balls deep, is the R5 version. The R3 is a little bit more taller head tube, a little bit shorter top tube, a bit more relaxed. So the R5, the balls deep, the glycogen, a bit more race. These frames ride nice, so it's got BB right. And one Achilles heel with these bikes is these used to pop off, or they do pop off. Pretty much all Cervelos are going to break there. It pops off, and you have to re-rivet them back in properly. Other than that, they're a pretty good bike. 27.2 seat post, got plenty of seat. Got a little bit of seat post left in there, and so plenty of length in that seat post there. It's not DR2 compatible, hence the price as well. It had a little bit of a rub mark under here, but otherwise, yeah, just a bit of normal wear and tear for the era. So 2011, 2012. But there you go. So that's for $800 Australian. How much is $800 Aussie where you live? How much does it weigh with no pedals? It was 7.08 kilos. And I changed this. It'll be under 7 once I change the quick releases. Then add some pedals to it. I'm not going to put the wind space hypers on this because it will make it too light. It'll be illegal then. And so there you go. But this is just stock. And what will we change out? We'll change out my preferred saddle and seat post, Thompson, just a bit more micro adjustment there. That's going to be pretty heavy. We'll weigh that in a second. That's going to be a heavy one, so we'll drop grams under there. Pedal wise, just to show you the budget here, you know, we cater for all budgets. I'm not here about just splash and bling all over my channel. I mean, I've got my own bike brand, but this is where I'm trying to be fair and real and just show people who can't afford one of my bikes or whatever, you know, what you can do, what you can get just as good. These are Cervelos, you know, just as good as a Pragma, if not, you know, similar, just as good. The BB Right's a bit of a head fuck sometimes though, but, ooh, excuse the French. These pedals, got them for 20 bucks. The XTR, I'm gonna have to, is there a spider on there? The spiders and dirt came free, 20 bucks. The guy wanted 80 bucks for them. And I was like, bro, come on man, 80 bucks. He's like, all right, mate. I showed him the axle slot. Now these can actually fail on you. So I'm gonna pull these pedals apart, strip them out, rebuild them, and put some pebbles in there if there's any missing bearings. Put a couple of pebbles in there. Should be like this rust here. Looks like it might be rounded out there. So yeah, 20 bucks, fair go. You know, I can use it for spares if they are a total disaster. And then we'll put this seat post out and we'll weigh it. But there you go. I'm just letting you know what you can get. If you want to put a Stages power meter on there, you probably have to pop these cranks out and put a different bottom bracket Shimano in there or whatever it is. This is a rotor. It's got compact on it, ready to roll. So let's put some different seat on there, and we're going to take it for a test spin and let you know. But there you go, just letting you know, these bikes are sick, man. This is like poor man's Pragma. You know, I shouldn't even say that. That's not very nice to say that. But you know, these bikes are out there. You know, would you go out there and buy any carbon bike secondhand? No, you wouldn't. You should always drop the fork out. You know, always inspect the fork, make sure it's mint condition. This bike is in pretty good condition. You know, it is in good condition for the era. It hasn't been thrashed by some 20-year-old rich kid and abused and used. It's got a few wear and tear, but it's still got plenty of life left. I got to ride it as well, test ride it around the block, and it's still got plenty of stiffness. Because these are a bit, Cervelo bike can be, some of the early ones a bit notorious for getting flex in the frame over time, but this is a more modern era. We didn't really happen to this as much, but yeah, just letting you know what you can get for your money. What do you reckon? $800 Aussie? Did I get ripped or what? I reckon it's a pretty fair deal. Let's weigh this seat post and see how much grams we can save. Straight up. All right, let's go. And we'll use a pretty Brighton 330 on there. Head unit. This Samsung camera's not really focusing too well, is it? This is a Thompson post, so we've got 424. So we definitely shaved some grams there. That's a cut down seat post, 424. Let's see much this stock. Okay, this is a stock post. It's 604. So we're going to save. So that's 6. That's almost as long as me. That's a long post. 600 grams. So we've saved 175 grams just by switching out the seat. And this is not even a lightweight seat. I could put a carbon $30 AliExpress in there, save even more grams. But this is a seat I do like. Have good record with this one. So save 175 grams there. Wow, these are pretty light bikes for the money, isn't it? This would be lighter than the current Cervelo S5 out of the box. As is. Pretty amazing. Looking in here, looks alright. Bit of wear and tear, no cracks. But again, if you ever get a crack on a seat post around there, like sometimes you get like a little crack through here, it's not going to fail. You know what I mean? Like if it had a little hairline through there, it's not going to be an issue. Same with the side. It's not just going to, it's not going to explode. If you've got cracks through here and through there, that would be an issue. But otherwise, it's fine. Another thing as well, when you're buying a second-hand bike, make sure this bolt isn't rounded. Because if it's rounded, you have to drill it out. It's a real pain in the butt. All right. So be careful if you buy a second-hand bike. Make sure it's not rounded from some person. What's going on here? Is there any EPO down there? Bit of test for your ampules. Looks all right. The weight we got there, 6.83, 6,830 grams. So that's with the new seat post in there. We can change that as a quick loose. Obviously, we don't have any pedals on here. But this is, walk into any bike shop with a set of scales. I'll probably kick you out if you do that. But, just hypothetically, if you did, and just weigh bikes, and how much would you have to spend? This is a 56 centimeter bike. How much would you have to spend in 2020 to get a bike that's 6.83 kilos, no pedals, in a size 56? How much money would you have to spend? Let me know down below. I'm just saying. Crazy. Brothers have a little sniff here. Almost as long, almost as thick. These bikes, this is... Look at Broiler. You see my little face?
Yeah.
A little photobomber. Photobomb puss. Yeah, these Cervelos. Now, this is a super light bike and that's all well and good, but these things break so easy. A 6.8 kilo bike is not durable, alright? So, often there's this, I don't recommend, if you're new to road cycling, getting a bike under 7 kilos. It's not going to be durable. I would say, 8.5, kilos around there, 7.7 to 8.5. You're going to have more durability. Because when you're a noob, nothing will be a noob, everyone's a noob at some point, you're going to have your crashes. My first road bike was alloy, and that's generally what I recommend. Because if you buy your first bike carbon, man, you're going to be disappointed. The chain will come off, you get a big scratch through your chain stay, be gouging through, like just things that happen when you're just starting out cycling or you're new to road cycling. So, you're having a carbon steer a fork and you have your first crash, then you're probably going to have to replace your brand new fork, or you hit into a gutter, or you have a crash, or you bunch just carbon bars. Just stay away from carbon.
I thought they have a carbon fork, the Trek Amonda LR5 and the Specialized Alay Elite.
They used to. They don't anymore. Well, the Monda's off the bandwagon because they're on disc brakes now. The Alay, I think the Alay is a full carbon fork, so Natasha did pull me up on that. But you know, that's okay-ish, but the rest of the bike's alloy, so, you know, it's not a perfect world. It's 2020. You can't really get the perfect bike anymore for the brand new noob, but the Specialized Delay is a fantastic bike in 2020. Rim brake, BSA 27.2. I think maybe have direct mount brakes, so it's pretty underneath. It does have a full carbon fork though. A full carbon fork isn't as, also is not as comfortable as a full alloy or a steel or a half carbon, half alloy fork. They're just not. A 300 gram fork is not comfortable as a 400 gram fork because there's just less material, so you feel more bumps, right? You feel, the cat's watching this video here. You feel more bumps, right? So there's this whole thing, oh, if I get a carbon seat post, or this seat post is more comfortable than this one. This one's super light, but you'll feel more vibration on this. Why is that? Because the long seat post that's down here will absorb more. I mean, this might have more flex. No, actually it won't, but this will have more, you know, maybe more rigidity, but you'll feel less vibration if you've got this, because there's more material. The more material, the more it gets absorbed. That's what I'm trying to say. So a heavier bike will also be more comfortable. And again, when you're new to cycling, new to road cycling, a high 7s, low 8 kilo bike, even a 9 or 10 kilo bike feels amazing, right? And then after a few years of riding, you have your crashes, you hit a few gutters, you overlap a wheel and you break your collarbone, you come down and you park your bike wrong and you bend. Like these derailleur hangers are made out of tofu. They're so soft. These brakes, so I've seen so many servo frames snap. You know, people, like, they tap their bike or they park against the gutter. Oh, I made the top of Mount Lofty, they park their bike, they hit their derailleur, now it's bent, and then they go do the next climb and then into the spokes, flicks up here, does a scorpion tail, snaps the rear seat stay, and then just like spilling. You know, you've seen that so many times. So many times. That's why I don't recommend lightweight bikes, you know, to people who are just starting out. You know, if you haven't broken a derailleur hanger before, stick with alloy bike, right? Because it's going to be a lot cheaper and less heartache for you.
Well, I should be riding alloy then.
No, you've had enough crashes. You've had enough crashes, for sure. You know?
Okay.
And bikes for me and Natasha, you know, are super easy to come and go by. So it's, you know, in general. But most of my viewers out there are unlimited budget. They don't have their own bike brand and free stuff and all that. So I'm just giving the real world advice to most people out there. Even if you do have a lot of money, what's the point of having, you know, a super lightweight bike if it's just going to not last very long? Like, learn the craft, pay the dues, whatever they call it, have your crashes, and it's a lot better, you know. There's no point. And again, if your bike's a kilo less weight, you're only going to get to the top of the mountain, maybe like a 10-minute climb, a kilo less. You know, just take a kilo off your body, or push a kilo harder in your head. Like, having a kilo less on the bike makes the durability go right down. Is that finger covering the lens there, Natasha?
No.
She's 22 and she films like she's just learning.
I'll stop filming if you want.
Here we go. You know, so it's like, that's the reality there. You know, like dropping a kilo off your bike is all, I get all horny for it, but the durability goes bang, right down. Okay, so if you're at the top level of your fitness, saving every second, then the sub 7 kilo bike, dream goals. Otherwise, stick with your 7.5, 8.5, 9 kilo even bike. It's gonna be a lot more durable. You have to be as like finicky about it. And then as you get your experience and you can actually, I would say the best time to get a carbon bike, a lightweight bike, is when you can fully strip a bike and build it up with a blindfold on, pretty much. And then you're understanding how bikes work. Until then, you're just gonna waste money and you're gonna have disappointment. And focus on your fitness and stuff like that. So that's my tip there. You know, we get all horny over the lightweight stuff, and I do, but I work on these bikes. I'll get this bike, I'll strip it right down to every single bolt, clean it, inspect it, re-grease it, give it a $400 service. You know, give it the strip it right back, strip it like I strip Natasha, and I give it a really good service. And that's how we do things in this house, all right? Anyway, this cat's getting randy behind us. Show that.
Baby.
Bebe,
what are you doing?
yeah, she's always trying. Everyone in this house is an attention whore.
Literally.
Look at her. Trying to steal the show. All this puss in this house always trying to steal the show. But that's the video. That's day 3. Are we on day 3? I don't even know what day it is. Day 3. This is the road bike. All right, you don't need to spend big bucks. You know, I see people out there on Facebook Marketplace or Gumtree, eBay, and they're selling bikes like this, and they're upgrading. And I'm just thinking, wow, like, the latest Cervelo S5, it looks super sexy. But even if someone said, hey, you can have it for free, as long as you're right for next year promoter, I'm like, I appreciate the offer, but give me one of these. Or give me a Pragma, or give me a Specialized LA, or an old Trekker or an old Cervelo, old new stock R5 or something, rim brake for the win. Anyway, that's the video. Tomorrow we're going to talk about nutrition, how to optimize your nutrition partitioning. Thanks for the video.